Hi Gemini, welcome to your monthly reading. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like to have a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For this month, I have, as usual, a sales offer available in a reading, and for June is going to be a mid-year kind of guidance, so what kind of energies are to be expected and experienced for the next 6 months. So if you'd like to take that opportunity, just check the info down below. As well, you can see down below all the current list of reading services I offer, and if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below. So Geminis, I'll be channeling messages for the collective of your sign, and then we'll tie it together also with the cards that will be showing up. And to begin with, I feel like there's a very quick message here. Like something is turning into your favor, it's going to go to your favor. So whatever kind of worry, concern you might have, if something is going to be more favorable to you, yes, it is. Especially circumstances or situations where you felt really let down or on the losing end, there's a switch in terms of losing towards winning, that it's actually very vibrant. So for some of you, I feel here like a strong sense of you being able to turn things around, and this making you feel like this huge sense of pride and bringing into the table self-confidence that even might be at levels that you are very unfamiliar with. So you can feel very confident, very bold right now, very passionate, very proactive in terms of your pursuits because of this win. For others of you, I feel like there has been situations here of anger, real strong anger taking place, and even though this anger might have been quite disturbing and for some of you disruptive, it made it very clear to you and to others that no one can mess with you. So I'm sensing here in energy, if this didn't happen already, there's, for some of you, June can start in a tone where you are going to make very clear to people that they can't mess with you, especially Geminis that have been played, deceived, somehow taken advantage. I feel like there's situations like that again, you're turning around to your favor, exactly because from whatever this letdown was, this weakness, you're now going to see the reverse effect where your strength is almost like a very primal fire within awakening. So despite the fact that we are in your season, and this already kind of brings the spotlight to you and usually tends to bring a lot of vitality and fire indeed to our lives during that phase, this is deeper. It's like your season is really fiery, and for you it's about really being self-confident and victorious in all things you place this energy. And this is also related to the fact that we also have here Mars in Aries and Jupiter in Aries. So there's a lot of Aries influence also with this, which with Gemini energies makes a sextile, so a favorable aspect that again is turning things around for you, and is bringing you luck through your efforts to be braver, to be bolder, courageous, to take stands, to be firm about your ideas and convictions. So definitely it is a time where you need to step up. Those of you that are still playing short, those of you that are still hiding behind the scenes or dealing with feelings of insecurity that keep you hold back where you don't belong, those of you that are still there are going to feel very, very, very uncomfortable under this influence, because unless you start choosing yourself and choosing the bravery act, it's just gonna get that sense of insecurity and flaw, and there's something here about some of you feeling flawed. So there's an energy of you just seeing yourself in a light that is about excessive focus on flaws, again, weaknesses, and not enough on strengths. And the fact that some of you are being pushed to this like, at least give the same amount of energy to your flaws, give the same amount of energy that you give to your flaws to your strengths, to your good points, because the more you focus your energy in the good things you do see in you, you do have in you, is easier, it's going to be easier for you to gain access to kind of the levels and the lifestyle and the relationships and the money that you want. And some of you want it all. I keep getting like there's a lot of drive that is not just about, you know, one specific area. I feel like many of you Geminis want it all, and you are deserving of having it all. But in order for you to have it, not only you have to believe you deserve it, but you have to be in alignment with this wholeness. So you have to accept your flaws, yes, and acknowledge them, but you also have to accept the other side of the coin. And by this, you create this wholeness, this integration of both your shadow and your light, that it's very, it's a fuel for life. And this is the point of the season, is to bring you the fuel, to inject into your life the greatness, the luxury, the love, the everything that you long for. So we start off here in a note for Geminis that it's very, 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 very positive. If it's always going to feel comfortable, no. I feel like one of the main challenges for Geminis in June is that feeling of discomfort. Even impatience for some of you could be more impatient or more restless, because when we're under such fiery influences, you know, we're easily susceptible to things. And I feel like this disturbance of peace, this disturbance at times of complacency is needed for you to not let yourself go back to energies of stagnation, procrastination, self-doubt again. So even though at times it might feel like you're about to blow up at every second, it's not negative, at least not for the majority of Geminis. The fact that you place limits like right away, that you right away understand what you want versus what you don't want, what you accept versus what you don't accept, is actually in your case needed. It's going to cast away from many of you outside influences that have been your enemies, all right? So you're only going to damage relationships with this energy that are not supporters, all right? That don't belong in that greatness of life that I was speaking about. There might be here situations where you just have to let those go, those that are so below the frequency, the energy, so below yours. And this is another thing, like maybe you have been in an energy where you have been idealizing your people, comparing yourself to others and only seeing others as, you know, great, and you like feeling like crap. Perhaps you have here toxicity within friendships and connections that wanted you to place that constant self-doubt, that wanted you to constantly be in that energy of minimum effort and stagnation, in the sense that it's like people around you that sense that you can go far, Gemini. And unfortunately, they're triggered by this, and so they have been creating a sort of isolation of opportunities and other people that could actually help you excel. So there's a barrier, an obstacle that is also being dissolved here, when it comes to control tactics that other people have been placing in your life for you to not, fly high and reach your potential. Unfortunately, for some of you, there are people like this around you. But again, your anger, the fact that you reach your limits is like this big energy of, okay, it's like clearance, it's like a purge. There's some sort of purge occurring for Geminis in June. Let it. The message here is a lot like let it. There's a tendency to not want certain things to happen. You're afraid of being alone for some of you with this influence of fire and dominance. It's like you're becoming very dominant, very in your authority, right? So this makes you afraid that you're going to be alone. It's like if to be a leader you have to be alone, and you dislike that concept. So maybe for some of you also, there's situations where you have been clearly being given the understanding that you need to take leads, you need to be a leader of something, but for you that compromises relationships at a certain point, like professional relationships, family relationships, love relationships, friendships, whatever it is. And even in a team, there has to be one leading. That's the feeling here. And you might be afraid to step up to that role because of for some it's the amount of pressure, for others it's just fearing disharmony within relationships that you want to protect, that you want to save. But you need to be careful. The cost of saving certain relationships in your life could be your personal growth and development and your sense of happiness in this life. So there's a price here for relationships to stick around that you're also are kind of becoming aware of, and this is to all relationships, even for people that are not mean, that are not deceptive towards you. There are influences here that are just not supporters at a certain point, because they might unconsciously be holding you back because you let it, of course, but that's the issue here. You versus them, which is also a big theme of, right, the first house influence that we have around your season is all the spotlight is about you, your identity, your sense of self, your autonomy. Your life path depends a lot on how you direct this energy. So there's a lot of things going on in June, but you are the mastermind here. So you have to be the one choosing, deciding, and quite quickly acting upon it. It's not enough for you to just be here in the mind. You've mastered, for some of you, you've mastered here, but now it's about speed, it's about action, it's about movement, it's about do it. The do it is the point of June, and some of you are like celebrating, besides of course your birthday. I feel like there might be celebrations about to take place that are nice. They're going to make you feel very thrilled about what's to come. There's something here about entertainment, so maybe for those of you that are in the entertainment in the entertainment business, or just you enjoy entertainment, there's a lot of things here for you to have fun. If you move in that direction, if being free, being joyful, and being inspired, things will move nicely and place themselves nicely. It's like for certain things to move upwards, you need to let others go down. And I also feel like for some of you, there's something here about service acts. So you could feel quite attracted to be of service to people, helpful, in a way where also you shine. It's like but it's all about you. So even if you are at service, even if you want to do things for others, it's shining through. something very positive, because the way you do it, the style in which you do it, the way you place your energy in this acts of service are going to be very noticeable as something beautiful. You're going to feel recognized and acknowledged, especially through professional outlets, professional contacts, and through public audience. You know, it might not be the closest ones in terms of personal relationships, but those that are seeing your acts, either of service or talent or whatever you do, it's going to be seen, it's going to be recognized. For some of you, that can even be chances of you really, 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 really being recognized, by people of influence, important people. Oh yeah, Ten of Pentacles. So there's a lot here when it comes to you attracting amazing, again, they have it all. The money, the security, the relationship, the freedom, the prosperity, all things you want. All good things will come. You know, it's like this, all good things will come to you naturally when you are in yourself. When you are walking your talk, basically. And the Ten of Pentacles is also this influence of needing to at times consider the price you pay for codependency. All right, in particular, the cards wanted to show that. The price you pay for codependency, the unfulfillment that being excessively focused on others at times can give you. It's like the more you focus on relationships that are not good for you, that do not make you thrive, the less fulfilled you will feel. The Four of Cups in your unconscious. You could also be rejecting and turning down opportunities for, again, amazing growth, exciting new beginnings. Be aware of that. It's like some of you Geminis could have a tendency throughout June to look in the wrong direction and in the wrong places for fulfillment. Here, it's about new things. It's about looking in a different direction. So, if you feel bored throughout June, it's probably because you're not choosing differently, looking differently, or making use even again of your skills, or searching for the right sources of inspiration out there. You could be feeling that you're leaving behind again this situation of the Hanged Man, where you felt subjugated by external influences, where you now see how external influences could have been controlling you and keeping you in positions that you outgrown and you have outlived. And now it's about stepping into that, right? But with the Ace of Pentacles and the High Priestess, you can still find that you swing between options. You hold them inside. You know deep down with this, or you're going to find more and more as we move into then Cancer season, that you hold within you sacred, sacred, sacred knowledge. And again, that sacred fire to make things happen. But knowing, choosing, and acting is like a succession of events that need to take place. And this is the problem, is when you're not making the steps. If there's any kind of intuitive gift you refuse or you reject, it's going to speak louder and louder and louder and louder. Be aware of trying to shut down the voice within, the psychic in you. All right? Be aware of trying to manipulate your intuitive awareness, which is deep, with the minds, like telling you otherwise, to keep you again in this energy of the Four of Cups. When your intuition tells you something throughout June, is probably right. Especially if it's a very strong feeling that brings some fire. Your intuition could be speaking to you a lot through fire, so through action, conflicts, debates, discussions, fights, but activities of sports as well, like activities that are energetic. When you feel like this energy taking over, probably is your spirit guides and your team working with you to make you more aware of something you need. I do feel like you might want to keep something secret. There's like this top secret energy, so you might want to keep a certain situation more to yourself for some reason. That could be about an exciting new beginning or phase you're entering that's going to be very prosperous. I feel like there's chances of you discovering that by a specific idea, endeavor that you initiate in the short future, you can really get to acquire the good life you have always wanted to experience. And even for those who already have a very good life, there's something missing in that life. And the point of June is to find out what is missing, to bring that fulfillment, to bring that excitement. And for many, what is missing is just excessive, again, focus on the outside and less on you. Doing things for you, you know, working for yourself, making money for yourself, buying things for yourself, finding pleasure just because you want for yourself. So in doubting anything in June between you and others, choose yourself here. So I hope you have a great month. Hopefully we'll see each other soon.